Welcome back to News First. The Department of Public Health and Social Services has reported that the latest confirmed case of dengue was locally acquired, bringing the total number of confirmed locally acquired dengue cases to 13 and 7 imported cases. According to Public Health, the new locally acquired case shows how important it is for the community to maintain efforts to reduce mosquitoes and avoid mosquito bites. Public Health says it continues to receive reports of suspect cases as a result of its increased community outreach and timely reporting by GUAM healthcare providers. Residents are also reminded to do their part in minimizing the spread of the virus. While pesticide spraying is done initially in areas identified as high risk, Public Health stresses this is only a temporary solution, and without removing breeding sites, mosquitoes can return. Pesticide spraying can also be ineffective if overused. Residents are urged to take precautions to prevent mosquito bites by applying EPA-registered insect repellent and wearing light-colored clothing. In other news, the Department of Public Health is planning to raise the current fees it charges for a sanitary permit and increase the penalties it imposes on violators. Chief Environmental Public Health Officer Tom Nadeau announced that changes yesterday during a meeting of the GUAM Hotel and Restaurant Association at the Reef Hotel. PNC's Kevin Kerrigan with more in this report.
From hotels and restaurants to massage parlors and beauty salons, roughly 3,000 businesses on island have been issued sanitary permits, and the law requires that each one of them is supposed to be inspected 4 times a year. But Public Health's Chief Environmental Officer, Tom Nadeau, says his limited staff has only been able to conduct 10% of the required 12,000 annual inspections, and 45% of all health-rated establishments haven't been inspected in the past 5 years.
We're going to increase fees for the issuance of sanitary permit to meet our legal mandate, which is 4 inspections every year of the approximately 3,000 health-rated establishments. So we're proposing to increase the fee schedule for the permanent health-rated establishments from $290 base fee now up to $768 over a 5-year period.
If approved, penalties for sanitary violations would also be increased. For example, the penalty for knowingly allowing an employee with an infectious disease to work would rise from $500 now to $5,000, and the penalty for operating without a sanitary permit would increase from $350 to $2,500.
Our focus will be, like I said, blatant repeat violations. When I say repeat violations, I'm talking about repeating the same critical violation within a year. So does it mean that we're going to assess penalty for every violation?
With only 2 to 3 inspectors available on any given day to conduct inspections, the fee increases are needed, said Nadeau, to hire more staff. And in recent weeks, he pointed out, virtually no inspections have been conducted because his staff has been focused on dengue fever prevention efforts.
And we just have not had the opportunity to, unless absolutely necessary, to inspect health-rated establishments. And this is it's a big concern for us because just like dengue response, if there's an outbreak of foodborne illness, it requires all our resources. And God forbid for it to have one now, we'll be short on staff.
At this time, the proposed fee increases are just that, proposals only. Nadeau said they are subject to change, and a public hearing is scheduled on the new fee schedule at Public Health in Manila on December 3rd. Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News First.
In other news, Guam delegate Michael Nicholas says Speaker Tina Mooney Barnes' invitation for him to address the Guam legislature came late, and thus the address may have to be moved to the last month of the year. Nicholas says he received the Speaker's invitation only last October 28th, and as per public law, the determination of the congressional address is contingent upon the Speaker's invitation. According to Nicholas, his office is working to navigate the remainder of the congressional calendar to accommodate the late invitation. Currently, Nicholas says the House is in session throughout November with a district period in the last week of the month. However, he says there is not enough time to prepare. While they are seeking a December date, they are still working on the details and would inform the Speaker's office once finalized. You may notice an increase of military, police, and fire personnel and equipment deployed around the island this week, but don't be alarmed. A series of realistic disaster training exercises are underway throughout this week. It's part of Vigilant Guard 2020. The program is sponsored by the United States Northern Command in conjunction with the GUAM National Guard. The purpose is to provide the most realistic training possible for civil defense authorities and first responders. One of the exercises carried out today took place at the Guard Readiness Center in Barrigada, where participants responded to a reported collapsed structure.
So, the initial call was a collapsed hotel due to an explosion. There are 640 occupants that were staying there. There is possibly a pesticide release inside.
Some of the exercises this week include helicopter overflights, sirens, horns, and loud explosions. Residents and visitors can expect an increase in traffic in the central part of the island due to response vehicles. Vigilant Guard 2020 wraps up on Friday. And coming up next, we'll have Destiny Cruz and Leo Payuma with your weather and sports, so stay tuned.
Hafa Marianas, welcome to your local weather forecast. I'm Destiny Cruz and thanks for tuning in. Well, it looks like we kicked off our week with some gloomy weather as mostly cloudy skies were followed by scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Later throughout the day, those scattered showers became isolated as east winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour breezed throughout the island. And no matter the rainy weather conditions, we were still able to feel that heat as daytime temperatures reached 86 degrees. As we move into this evening, we can look out for skies to clear up as partly cloudy conditions prevail. We can also expect isolated showers as evening lows reach 78. These weather patterns are expected to persist throughout tonight and through Wednesday morning, so be sure to pack an umbrella to avoid getting caught in those spotty showers. And that wraps up today's weather report. Have a great rest of your day and be sure to tune in next time for more updates. Adios!